And thank you to all of the sponsors for their generosity to help this event. Thank you, Microsoft, Pantera Technologies, Soho Dragon, KViscom, and J Power 4. Thank you very much. So this is a one-day virtual event wherein you will have hands-on session by experts and community leaders, which are more deep diving into the Microsoft 365 services, including everything SharePoint, Viva, Power Platform, and everything. So again, it is not just learning, but learning with fun. So you stand chance to win exciting prizes, including Lenovo Tab, Echo Dot, and even the event T-shirts. So stay tuned, stay focused on each of the session, and then grab a good chance to win the goodies. So this session is about Microsoft Viva Connections, how we can set up Viva Connections as well as how we can extend them with SPFx. So at least last 20 months of pandemic, every one of us working in a hybrid mode. So working in a hybrid mode has its own advantages as well as drawbacks. So it might give you the feeling that a disconnection from your team or from your subordinates or even from your manager because you're working remotely. So most of the employees they do feel some kind of an disconnected while working remote. So to solve all those queries, we have a new EXP, which is employee experience platform created by Microsoft, which is Microsoft Viva. And again, today's work environment requires new tools for your organizations to thrive, and Viva is one of them, which will help you have more connected, and then again carry out the remote work in an easy way. So the agenda for this session is like we will have an overview of Microsoft Viva, and then we will deep dive into a first module of Microsoft Viva, which is Viva Connections. We will see how we can set up that, and then how we can extend that with SharePoint Framework, that is SPFx. So, quick introduction. Myself, Nanddeep Nachan. I'm Microsoft MVP for Office Apps and Services. I am from Pune, India, author of a couple of books on SharePoint Framework as well as SharePoint Hybrid. And on to the right-hand side, here are few of the social media handles to get in touch with me. And with me today is Smita.
Hello all, myself Smita Nachan. I'm from Pune, India. I'm a MCT and MVP. So I'm author of one book and these are some of my social handles by which you can get in touch with me. So now let's see this hybrid working and challenges. So as you know that many organizations across all industries have shifted to remote and hybrid work. So this change presents a new opportunity and also the challenges. So organizations are finding a ways of how to make this new world of work more sustainable for their people. So also this required transforming traditional models of work and a culture. So hybrid work is becoming a new norm across many industries. So creating a great employee experience is more challenging than ever and people sometimes feel stressed and disconnected. So over here, the employees want to feel more connected. Leaders need a modern way to engage with their employees, and IT needs to quickly enable the modern employee experience without replacing their existing system. And to address these issues, companies requires a new approach and a new category of technology solutions called this EXP, that's the Employee Experience Platform. So to meet these needs, Microsoft has created Microsoft Viva, an employee experience platform that empowers people and teams to do their best from virtually anywhere. So let's see what is this exactly Microsoft Viva we are talking about. So this Microsoft Viva brings together communications, knowledge, learning, resources and insights into an integrated experience that empowers people and teams to be their best from anywhere. So, powered by the full breadth and depth of Microsoft 365, it is experienced through Microsoft Teams and other Microsoft 365 apps that the people use every day. So, Microsoft Viva mainly includes the four models, which are Viva Connections, Viva Insights, Viva Learning, and Viva Topics. So, let's go one by one. So, first one is the Viva Connections. So, Viva Connections provides a curated, personalized, and company branded experience that centralizes relevant news and conversations. So Viva Connection provides a single entry point for employee engagement and internal communications, and this can be referred as a gateway to your digital workspace. So the Viva connection is built on Microsoft 365 capabilities like SharePoint to provide a curated and a branded employee destination. And the leaders can connect with the employees via company town halls, and employees can access everything from company news, policies, benefits to employee resource group or the communities they want to join with Microsoft Viva's integration to Yammer. So the next one is the Viva Insights. So the Viva Insights gives the individuals, managers, and leaders personalized and actionable privacy protected insight that help everyone in an organization thrive. And it brings the new personal well-being experiences, insights, and recommended action from workspace analytics and my analytics into the flow of people's work in the Microsoft Teams. The third one is the Viva Learning. So the Viva Learning helps make learning a natural part of both new every employee's daily work and company culture. So with Viva Learning, employees can easily discover and share everything from training courses to micro learning content. And the last one is the Viva topic. So the Viva topic enables you to harness the knowledge of your organization and connect people to that knowledge. So the Viva topics is like a Wikipedia with AI superpowers for your organization. So when employees click on a card, a topic page appears with the documents, videos, and related to people. And the Viva Topics also surfaces information from a third-party services like a ServiceNow and a Salesforce. So now let's see.
Yeah, Miss, again, we also have the fifth model coming up, which is based on the le.io, but again, more details to be revealed soon. Let's have a quick look at the Viva licensing. So at least Viva Connection is available to all of the customer as a part of their existing Microsoft 365 license itself. For Viva Insights, personal insights are free, which is based on the my analytics. But for the manager insights, for example, if the manager wants to look into the team insight, how the team is growing, whether it is burning or any kind of an after hours working collaboration, team cohesion, all those kind of an thing will be surfaced on top of workplace analytics. And then there we will obviously include the Microsoft workplace analytics license. Viva Topics is again almost dollar for per user per month, but we can have 30 days of trial for up to 25 users. Again, Viva Learning goes for dollar for per user per month. But for example, if you want to have at least 25% of saving, you can go ahead with Microsoft Viva Suite, which will include Viva Insights for workplace analytics, Viva Topics, as well as Viva Learning, and that you can get at almost $9 per user per month. If you want to explore more onto the pricing of that, we do have a link here through which we'll be able to explore more onto the pricing with the latest one.
Let's go with the setup and launch of Viva Connection. So, Microsoft Viva Connection is a desktop and mobile experience that brings together the relevant news, conversations, and resources in one place from your organization. So it's built on your current Microsoft 365 ecosystem and powered by SharePoint to help you to engage, inform, and empower your hybrid workforce. So the Viva Connection experience is deployed and accessed in a Microsoft Teams. So you have to use the step-by-step instructions to help you to set up and launch the Viva connections on the desktop and the mobile devices using currently available features to create an engaging user experience.
So now, as you can see on this slide, we have almost 8 steps. All of those are not probably technical, but again involves engagement with your stakeholders, try to surface the content which you want to be a part of Viva Connection, and then how you can enable Viva Connection, how you can set up home sites and all. So in this session, we are going to go through all of those 8 steps, and then we are going to set up the entire Viva Connection. So the first and foremost step in this is prepare your internet. So it is very much essential that we should prepare our internet by ensuring internet content and flow of the information is in order which we need. Again, a very much well planned as well as well executed internet hub or sites are very much important elements to ensure that you have the best content being surfaced onto the Viva connections. So when you set up Viva connections, global navigation in SharePoint app bar and navigation on the SharePoint home site will impact the overall Viva connection experience. So while working to prepare your internet, always have alignment with the stakeholders to define the top scenarios that can be supported through Viva connection. So it is very much essential that we should have that talk with our stakeholders to understand what are their needs, what kind of an content they want to surface through Viva connection. And then nextly focus onto the task and scenarios that can be easily completed on a mobile device, and then again organize the Viva connections dashboard around these kind of an key scenarios. And after you launch your first iteration of Viva connection, you can always add new scenarios as well as new content, new cards to your dashboard, so that you will get some more insight, gather more user feedback as well as the usage analytics. So a planning phase includes here three steps. First one is to prepare, like prepare your home site as well as the global navigation, and then again ensure that you have the best practices followed on how to design and set up the SharePoint information architecture. Second part here in the planning is modernize, because only modern SharePoint sites as well as pages can be viewed in Microsoft Teams. Otherwise, they will open in a separate browser window. So if you have not yet modernized yourself, maybe take a look at PNP modernization, through which you will be able to transform your classic internet to the modern one and then surface that into Viva connections. The last thing here is that you need to consider whether you need to have something called as a multilingual experience, because you will have users from various territories, various countries. So you should look into whether we need that content to be localized, and then we can surface that content so that whenever someone opens the Viva connections, they will see the content in their own language. And by that, we'll be able to bring the content very much closer to our community as well as to our users. So the permissions here required is very much simple, that at least you should need SharePoint administrator kind of an privileges so that you can create the home site as well as hub sites if needed. Again, probably a site owner of the home site permission to enable as well as customize the global navigation. So once we are set up with our internet, uh, it is again essential to check whether do we need any kind of an hub site. So hub sites always complements the search experience by helping you discover information in the context. So at least gone are the days where we used to have subsites and then again subsites below the subsite. So Microsoft recommends to have the flat hierarchy structure. So whenever we create any of the sites, probably try to think of creating those as the site collection level. The easiness that you will get from there is, for example, if you want to move any of the site from one side to the another side, you can quickly do that by associating, or sorry, associating that site from that hub site and then connecting that site to the next hub site. So the example that you can see on the screen is for HR. So let's say HR includes various sub functions including benefits, manager portal, performance management, pay and compensation, and many. But in the future, let's say for example, if you want to take away any of the functionality or sub function from HR and want to associate that with any of the other department, let's say for example admin, it can be easily done. For example, if you have the hub site, so that you can disassociate that site, for example benefit site, from HR hub, connect that to the admin hub or the other department where you want to do, and then you will have very much easiness on planning that hub site. So planning the hub site is very much essential in this era.
So now let's see how we can designating a home site in a SharePoint. So home site is a SharePoint communication site that acts as the front door to your organization intranet and has a special capabilities such as the ability to prioritize the news posted from the home site across the rest of the intranet. And when you deploy Viva connections, Your SharePoint home site becomes the intranet landing experience inside of Microsoft Teams. So you can consider using the landing template in the SharePoint lookbook to get ahead a start. Some of the important things you have to note that a SharePoint home site is required to set up a Viva connection. Home sites are generally high traffic sites that should be optimized for performance, and you have to get started if your organization does not already have a home site. Plan for a home site, then set the home site in a SharePoint admin center. Make sure you can share the home site with everyone in your organization. And for the permissions, so the SharePoint administrator or higher can create a home site.
All right, so now that we have enough talk, we can get into the demo on how you can prepare your internet. So for example, if you haven't prepared your internet so far, or you are still starting with your internet, probably the best way to go here is the SharePoint lookbook. So if you can just browse to this site, which is lookbook.microsoft.com, here we have various templates available from Microsoft through which you will be able to start creating your site based on any of the design which is available to you. So we do have various categories under which we'll be able to create the site based on those needs, including organization, department, team, community, schools, and many. For example, if you haven't think of your solution yet for the internet homepage, probably this landing is the good one to start with, because this one is more majorly focusing onto the news and resources that you want to surface on Microsoft SharePoint. So this process is very much simple. If you want to have a look at the features as well as the web parts being used by this template, you can see from here. And then if you want to get it added to your tenant, just click on this button, and then this will asynchronously create this site into your SharePoint. So you just have to provide the email address where you will get the notification once the site is ready, the site title as well as the site URL. And then you can just click on the provision and that site will be ready for you. So now that just to save the time, we have pre-created that site, and if you want to just have a look at that, I can quickly browse to that site. But again, for example, if you already have created your site, just work with your stakeholders to see what content you want to surface on your home site. But now that, for example, if you have a look at this site, this is a normal site as like other SharePoint sites, but we want to go ahead and we want to promote this particular site as a home site. But yeah, before we go there, for example, if you want to create hub site, so from here we will be able to promote this particular site as a hub site, or even we will be able to associate this site with any of the hub site. So the advantages is like all of the content will be rolled up onto the hub site, and then if you can use that hub site as a part of your Viva Connections home site, you'll be able to see all the content at one place. But yeah, now that let's see how we can surface this site as a home site. So what we can do is we can just click on to the settings, and here we should be able to see the home site. So just click on that, and simply we need to put this URL of the site which we want to promote as a home site. Once you do that, it will just do a simple validation. If the site is valid to be a home site, uh, you will be able to see this message and just click on save. This particular site will be promoted as a home site. Just in case you want to recheck whether that has been done, you can click again, and then you will be able to see that this particular site is a home site. If you want to remove, just click on this cross and this one will be removed from your home site. Okay, so what will happen with this home site is that once this site will be promoted to a home site, we will be able to see certain other options being included here. But again, this change is not spontaneous. It will take some time to propagate, and then we will have to wait at least 2 or 3 minutes to get that done. But probably let me just quickly refresh, and let us see if if that content is ready for us. Okay, so even as of now, no, because we should be able to see a dashboard and the global navigation kind of and menus appearing here. But okay, meanwhile, we can cover rest of the theory, come back here and do rest of the stuff.
So let's see how to enable a SharePoint app bar and customize global navigation. So SharePoint app bar allows users to find the important content and resources and dynamically displays the personalized sites, news and files. And the Viva connection uses the elements from the SharePoint app bar and a global navigation for the desktop and a mobile experiences. So SharePoint app bar elements will be displayed in a Microsoft Teams and includes global navigation, followed sites and recommended news. And on mobile devices, Viva Connection uses the global navigation for the resource tab. So some of the important things that your app bar is not set up, you won't see your navigation panel in the desktop experience, and the global navigation resource in the resource tab for the Viva connection will not be displayed. A home site is definitely required before you can enable and customize the SharePoint app bar. When it's come to the permission, so the site owner or the higher permission to the home site are required to enable and customize the global navigation bar in a SharePoint app bar.
Okay, so with that, let's again get back to the demo and see whether we have all of the home site features available on the site, which we just have promoted. So what probably I can do is I can duplicate this tab so that we'll be able to refer them back, like what was the options missing and what options do we have right now once we promote this particular site as a home site. But okay, still we don't have that. Probably it might take some more time. Okay, let's try doing that one more time. Okay, still we don't have that. Probably what we can do is we can still move to the next demo and then again try to come back here. Let me just do a quick refresh one more time and check whether we get that option. Oh, no, not yet. Okay. So what we'll do is we will keep this aside for a moment. We will cover the theory part. And then again, once we have the home page, home site kind of an functionalities available on our newly promoted home site, we will go back and do the configurations one more time. So one thing there is like probably this one is a bit disconnected because we don't have home site yet ready. But once we have the home site ready, we should create something called as a dashboard, and all those dashboard can have cards, and that entire dashboard can be surfaced onto the Microsoft Viva. So this is nothing but a dashboard. Like the dashboard brings all together all of the cards that we have. It provides personalized landing experience, and it is designed to the central destination where everyone can discover your organization's resources as well as complete their daily task. And not just that, but even you can apply the audience targeting to the dashboard cards to give your users a tailored kind of an experience to their role and interest. And once you set up the dashboard, you will be able to use the dashboard web part onto the home site. Again, the simple permissions that we will need here is the site editor or higher permissions, so that we'll be able to set up this dashboard as well as add some cars to it. So with that, let us go back to our site and let's see, do we have those options available now? It should be now because it is almost 2 to 3 minutes we promoted this site as a home site. Oh, still it is not. Okay. Okay, but for example, if still we don't have this, probably what we can do is I will switch to the other tenant where we have this one. Oh, okay, but yeah, luckily now that we can see. So now that if we compare these options side by side, you can see at least few options got added here, and those two options are this global navigation and setup Viva connection. So once you will promote your SharePoint site as home site, you will be able to see these two options appearing. So now that again, let's get back to that demo part and try to set up our global navigation. So it is very much simple. Just click on this global navigation from here, and then you will be able to create your global navigation. So by default, this one will be turned on so that you want to enable the global navigation. If you have any of your logo, maybe you can upload that. So I just have one simple logo which I will upload here. You can give some title to this. Let's say, for example, Contoso Home, if you want to do that. And then again, we can set the navigation source for the global navigation. So either we can have a home site navigation there or hub or global navigation there. And that's the reason hub site are very much important here. For example, if you want to go ahead with the home site navigation, at the same time, we can even still go ahead and customize the global navigation. So here we will be able to see that menu. And then what we can do is probably we can continue to add a few of the other things that we want. Again, we can enable this site navigation for audience targeting. So if you want, we can keep adding few more links as well as few more labels. So let's say, for example, we will add at least couple of those. And if you want to specifically target this link or label for a certain audiences, even that can be done. So let's say we keep on adding few things here. I will keep on adding labels itself. And click on OK. Once you do that, don't forget to click on save here. And again, the other save is here. So now that we have our global navigation ready, and even that you will be able to see that as a top navigation here, which we can surface in Viva Connections. And now that let us come back to that dashboard concept. So once you see here the other menu which was available to us, which is setup Viva Connections. Once you click on that, here you will be able to see the option to create a dashboard. So just click on that and then your dashboard will be ready where you can place those cards which we are talking about. And then this dashboard will have the mobile view as well as the desktop view. But before we go ahead with that, let's try to understand what is mean by that Viva Connection dashboard, and then we will move ahead.
So the Viva Connection dashboard enables you to create a curated experience using a dashboard cards that give your employees access to their most critical content and tools. So these cards are designed to enable quick task completion either by interacting with a card directly or by opening a quick view in a dashboard. So let's see this dashboard authoring. A dashboard is authored in a SharePoint home site on a dashboard page. A site editor can create a dashboard, add a cards to the size and the layout of the choice, and target the cards to a specific audiences.
Okay, then again, we do have those dashboard cards which you can see on this page. So here we can use at least any of the third-party cards that we have, probably from HealthCheck or Kudos or any of the other apps that we have. At the same time, we will be able to surface more important content to our users. But now that let's get into the demo, let's see how we can create that dashboard and add the cards. So just continuation to the previous demo where we left off. So this is the dashboard that we will be able to see. And then we do have two views here, mobile and desktop. So this will give you the idea how the cards will look like when the user is using them from a mobile or a desktop view. So let's switch to a desktop, click on add a card, and then here we'll be able to see few list of things which we'll be able to add to our dashboard as a card. So let's say for example we just want to start with simple thing which is web link. So you can just click on that, and then here we have edit card kind of an option, and from here we can set the card size whether it should be medium or large. We can specify a link to any of these sites. So let's say for example I will just again refer back to the same site here, and then again we will just call it as a home site. Okay. And then again, if you want to have some description, you can add some description there. And again, you will be able to add any kind of a custom image here as well. And again, if you want, you can add maybe let's go ahead add some image. So even from here you'll be able to add any of the image which we have available from stock images. So let's take anyone, probably this one, the first one, and then again this image will appear right at the top of your card, and then again you can set the icon for your card. So if you want to even include any of the custom image, you can do that. The auto selected one is the one which we had created when we created the homepage, and this was the logo which was onto the homepage. But if you want to change it, you can probably go ahead, change it, and then again we have various icons to select from. So let's say for example we select this one, and this one will appear right here. If you want to do any kind of an audience targeting, even that can be done from here. Once you are done with this kind of an authoring experience, don't forget to publish this. Once you publish this dashboard will be available to you. But now that let's see where we can utilize this dashboard. Okay, so for that I will again go back to the home page, and we will click on this edit menu. Once we click on this edit menu, we'll be able to add a few more web parts or more content here. And one of that is dashboard for Viva Connection. Once we click on this dashboard, the entire page that we were able to see here, we should be able to see here. Looks like some error, but no problem. We will still go ahead, republish this. Probably once we refresh the page, that should come. So, okay, now that it is here. So this is the dashboard which is being surfaced onto your homepage, and then we are going to surface this homepage onto our Microsoft Teams as a Viva connection. So this is the linkage that we have in between them. Okay, with that, let's continue for this step number 5, which is more for the stakeholders.
So in the Viva Connection app, users will see a feed that is personalized with the relevant content and personalized to them. So the feed automatically balances the refresh and engaging content with a corporate communication to keep users engaged while also ensuring that the users see the most important messages. So some of the tips are like the Yammer targeted conversation you want to display, then use news boost, you can use the video links, you can use the feed web part, and the permissions are required to create a Yammer community vary depending on your organization. And for the SharePoint news, create an organization news site and create a news stories.
Okay, so now that our content is ready, we have our home site ready, our dashboard is ready, we added some cards to our dashboard. Now let's see how we can get into the Microsoft Teams and then enable this Viva Connections app in Microsoft Teams Admin Center, from where we'll be able to surface that home site. So this one is a three-step process. First one is add your Viva Connections app in the Microsoft Teams Admin Center. So for that, let us go into the Microsoft Teams Admin Center, which I already have it open here. So for that, you will have to go to the Teams app under that manage apps, and once you search by Viva, you will be able to at least see three apps here. So you will be able to see Viva Connections, Viva Insights, and Viva Learning. So just click on Viva Connections. This one will be blocked by default, and we'll have to allow this. So once we do that, it will take at least 2 to 3 seconds to get it allowed. But again, if you want to go further, if you want to customize that, you can click this pencil icon, or even from this action menu, click on customize. So here you will get some more options if you want to have some specific name for this connection, or any of the icon which you want to specifically set, any of the accent color you want to change. All those things can be done from here. So this was step number 1. Then step number 2 is customizing the app, so which we can do from here. So you'll be able to customize that. And third one is we need to make this app available to our end users. So for that, what we can do is we can simply go back to the Teams Admin Center, click on Setup Policies. Once you are there, you will be able to see policies that you have defined. So let's go get into the global policy, which is org-wide policy. And in that, we will add our app as a pinned app for Microsoft Viva Connections. So once you do that, you'll be able to see Viva Connections here. Just click on add, one more ad here, and then you will be able to see that app appearing into the pin. Based on your preference, prefer to move it to the up or down, but always prefer to move it to the very top, so that whenever someone will open Microsoft Teams, he or she will get that Microsoft Viva Connections experience. So let it save, and then we can continue with the other stuff that we have. So let's have a look at into the mobile settings that we have.
So the Viva Connection app creates a custom app in a Microsoft team that fits the needs of your organization, and your organization custom apps will appear as a branded company app in a Microsoft Teams App Center. So when it's come to the permission, the site editor or a higher permission you require to the dashboard, the site are required to choose the setting for your mobile experience. And some of the end user guidance is will help you to make ensures that aware of this new resource and provide guidance on what icon in a Teams app bar is your organization instance of a Viva connection. Then it will help end users to understand how to use these desktop experiences.
All right, so now that let's get back into the Microsoft team one more time, and let's see, do we have the effect of that? So right now we are into the Microsoft Teams team, and let us refresh this. So again, to percolate all of these changes, it takes at least 5 to 7 minutes, and then we should be able to see Viva connection here. What I will do, just to save the time, I will go ahead and add that Viva connection as a personal app, just to give you the feel of how that one will look like when it will be entirely set up. So this is our home page of SharePoint, which is now surfaced inside Microsoft Teams as a Viva connections, and all of the dashboard that we have created so far, all of the cards we have added to that dashboard can be appeared here. And once you click on that, since this one was a link, it can take us to that home page, which is same page itself. So that's the reason we don't see any movement. But now that it is not just the end of it, let's say for example, if you are a developer, you want to extend this bit further. Let's see how we can build that rich experience for Viva Connections with SPFx. So again, just to start with, I know SPFx now doesn't need any kind of an introduction to you all, but it is just the web part and page model through which utilizes all of the modern web technologies through which you will be able to create apps, web parts, extensions, all those things. But it is not just limited to that now. Even we can create something called as adaptive card extension, which is ACE or S, and we can add them as a card onto our Viva Connection dashboard. So with SPFX version 1.13, we do have a support for building solutions to customize and extend Microsoft Viva connections. So these Ss are new SharePoint framework component type, which enables developers to build rich native extension to Viva Connection dashboard and as well as the SharePoint pages. So these Ss are adaptive card framework with declarative JSON schema to generate UI, so that the developer can focus on the business logic, and we don't have to get into the details of how to implement that. So roughly here
Uh,
we have
Sorry, Nanddeep,
yeah,
we have 5 minutes more.
sure, yeah, I will cover
Thank you.
in that. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
all right,
Thanks.
thank you. Sure. So we do have those three templates available to us. First one is the basic template, which will just show the headline and the summary, and then we do have a image card template, which will surface some kind of an image along with your text and summary, and then we do have this primary text template available, which is kind of a combination wherein you will be able to create wizard kind of an experience. So with that, let's see how we can create those. So it is the same thing. You at least need to have SPFX version 1.13 install onto your machine to create this adaptive card extension solution. And it is the same thing that start with yo@Microsoft/SharePoint. It will create that experience. And then once it comes to the which type of client-side component you want to create, select the adaptive card extension, and then from there we can select the template which we have seen, those three templates, give it a name, give it a description, and your project will be ready. So with that, let's get into the demo how we can do that. So before I jump into the code, I just want to directly add that card onto our page so that we will be able to focus more on that. So we already have created one adaptive card extension or S. So and it has been deployed to the global or tenant-wide app catalog, which you can see here. And then what we will do now is I will go back to the site contents of this site and then try to add an app. Oh, sorry, even this one is a globally deployed, so we should have it available there itself. So what we can do is, again, I will go into this settings and click on set up Viva connection. And now that you can see, this button is changed to view dashboard. So this is the dashboard that we have now. We can just click on this edit based on your preference, either mobile or desktop. Click on add, and then this is the custom ace that we have created. So we can just click on that, and just that we need to come into this preview mode to see this how this one is working. So you can just click on view all, and then we'll be able to see the entire thing. So now that maybe I will just close this preview, what we can do is we can go here. And one more thing that I did is we have one list created in SharePoint wherein we are created that as an instruction list, which is a step-by-step instruction to follow. And we will just grab the GUID of this list, probably, yeah, this one. And then I will again go back to the dashboard, and I will add that list ID here. If everything goes well, yeah, hope so. And then we have this card being reflected into three views. I will go again into the preview. I will click on view all, and then you can see this entire content is being taken from the SharePoint list. So we have this step 1, 2, 3, and this example is available onto the Microsoft documentation website, of which I will give you the reference. So you can click on that. You can get into the more details of that. If you still want to customize that, maybe create more details kind of an extension, and then you will be able to surface that information. Now that let's close this, republish this. So what will happen is that we have our new S created onto our dashboard. So whenever I will go back to my teams, maybe just I will refresh this page, we'll be able to see our S being surfaced here. So let us give that a moment. And yeah, we have that S here. So it is not just limited to using the out of the box content that we have, but again, we can customize that using SharePoint Framework extension. Again, quickly, like this web part or this extension has been created with 1.13.0, and then we do have a card extension, which is the main function or main class, which will surface your entire card. And then again, onto the card, we do have something called as a quick views. So probably I will not spend time to go into the details of this, but I will share this code so that you can explore it on your own. But these are the things, like we do have a card here, we do have a card extension, card view, as well as quick view, which will help you to create that kind of a navigation. But quickly, just to close this session, here are few of the references. If you want to explore Microsoft Viva, start using that inside of your solution. And this is the link by which we have created that functionality of getting the data from list and surface that as an ACE inside your dashboard. So probably have a look at this link. And then again, if you want to just get into the technical details, how to build that, you can refer to my blog site here. And again, I do have another blog on how we can build those ASS for SPFx. And with that, thank you very much. I hope we are on time. And then stay tuned with us for the next session from Siddharth Vagasia, another exciting session on how we can build Teams app with Visual Studio Code Teams Toolkit. So stay tuned with us. And again, thank you very much for having us. And don't forget to participate in the quiz at the end and get some good, exciting prizes. Again, thank you very much and stay tuned. Thank you. Back to you,
Yeah,
Jenkins.
yeah. Thank you very much,